Cool Mini or Not Global Limited as a title, and I want to show it to you. Nova Era. This is good for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and should take you about 60 to 90 minutes to finish. In Nova Era, players guide their civilization from humble tribal beginnings to vast scientific empires, navigating the twists and turns through eras of history. Harness the power of technology, expand territories, and enlist famous, and sometimes infamous, personalities from across history. Civilizations face constant threat from rival nations, natural disasters, societal unrest, and the ever-looming possibility of a dark age. The objective of Nova Era is to build the greatest civilization. This is done by strategically choosing the most beneficial technologies, territories, and personalities from the tableau, evolving them as the players go through the annals of time. Players score by having a variety and/or majority of different technology types, as well as fulfilling various card objectives. Gameplay revolves around drafting and spending dice, with different dice types providing different resources, bonuses, and penalties for players. Overextending your dice often leads to civil unrest, and dice unused by players fill up the progress bars of natural disasters and the Dark Age, affecting all players across the table. Once all dice actions are taken, an era ends and a new one begins. At the end of 3 eras, the game ends, and the most prosperous civilization will win. Sounds like real life. Well, that's what these civilization games are trying to, emulate, to agree, right? Sure. So it definitely has the feel that you are expecting when you hear about a civilization game. And it's by Cool Mini or Not. So those things got me very interested, and I decided to look up more stuff. So I do really enjoy the concept of taking these basic tribal creatures, people, and working your way to try to advance them through civilization, society, history, to evolve them from one mental and emotional and societal state to the highest one you possibly can. I like this. It's not my go-to, but it's my backup, maybe you could say. I really look forward to seeing these evolutions happen before the player's eyes. Now, from what I'm seeing, many people are claiming that this may be one of the most streamlined, rule-wise, streamlined civilization board games that are currently out on the market. That says a lot, because this isn't an island by itself. There's a sea full of civilization games. So in order to say that, it makes me think that this may very well stand out. I did enjoy the information I saw from some other reviewers and previewers while I was looking up information on this game, that the title has a light sprinkling of Take That. I enjoy Take That games, but when it becomes the entirety of the game, of the mechanic is just Take That, it can get a little tedious. So I enjoy it more when I read things like this, where individuals are talking about how it's just a light smattering of it. It's something that can happen from time to time, but it's not the full mechanic of the game. That also seems a little more organic to me, that sometimes some things can happen and it can give a Take That attitude moment, without it being every single action. So this seems, and I hope it's correct, this seems to have a really nice balance between strategy, tactics, a little bit of luck, and some Take That. As far as board games go, that sounds like a good diet. Another thing I see being praised about this game is the simplified rules, that it's not a difficult game to wrap your head around. It's an easy game to learn and teach. But on top of that, another thing a lot of reviewers are talking about is that it seems to be a fast game to set up and break down. So now let's look at this. You have a game that is apparently being called an easy game to learn and teach. Fast to learn and teach. It's also being said that this game you can have set up within minutes, and you can break it down in half that time. So now you're talking about a game that you could potentially buy, break open, and within 5-10 minutes be ready to play and have someone else taught the game also? Yes, that is definitely something that we are all looking forward to. We all want more games like this, so thank you, if it's true. So in most of these games, one step leads to another. Correct. We know this. That makes sense. But some of the nuances I'm seeing, or reading, I should say, about this, seem to point out that advancement decisions are not only opening up, new future paths that you and your civilization can possibly go down, but also is doing things to help define, I guess for lack of a better term, your civilization's personality. That seems to be an interesting way to talk about it, to phrase this for a game, right? That not only are your decisions affecting the decisions that you're going to be able to choose from down the road, consequences, right? But also how your society thinks, its personality, and how it's maybe viewed by the other players groups. I don't know, but personality seems to be something that can be seen by others, right? So you're not only growing, technologically, and your civilization-wise is growing, but your people seem to be advancing in their personalities as the game advances. That's not really something I've seen described in a lot of other Civilization games that I can think of offhand. So that sounds pretty unique. One last thing I want to point out is that this game is by Cool Mini or Not. And Common is known for their amazing standout miniatures in their games. So I have a question. I have a lot of Cool Mini or Not games. I don't think I have everything they've published. So here's the question to all you fans out there to Cool Mini or Not. Is this the first game that they've published that doesn't have minis? Boards? Yes. Cards? Yes. But minis? No, I'm not seeing any. Is this a first for them? I don't know. I'm honestly asking. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. I want an answer to this. But yeah, otherwise this game looked completely fun. Everything about it is appealing to me. I'm just hoping that the things that I've read from the early reviewers are all correct. But I'm not trying to influence you. I'm just trying to inform you. So take this information, go get some more information, watch some playthroughs. Don't listen to people's opinions. Watch playthroughs and get your own opinion. And then come back here and tell us what you think of Nova Era.